Your dog sees things in your home that you will never be able to see. That's not a ghost story. That's a peer-reviewed fact. They hear 65,000 hertz. You stop at 20,000. They perceive ultraviolet light. You do not. They may sense the Earth's magnetic field. You'll never feel it. And seeing the invisible is just one of 10 things your dog does every single day that the best scientists alive still cannot fully explain. If you've ever watched your dog do something that made zero sense and thought there has to be more going on in that brain, subscribe right now. You were right. Welcome back to Happy Tales. Your dog finishes its business in the yard and starts kicking the grass behind it like a bull entering the ring. Most people think they're covering it up, being polite. They're doing the exact opposite. Dogs have scent glands embedded in their paw pads that release pheromones with every scratch. Those kicks are not burying anything. They're broadcasting, stamping a chemical identity into the ground that tells every passing dog who was here, when they were here, and what emotional state they were in. The scratch marks left behind act as a visual layer on top of the chemical one. It's a dual-channel broadcast system inherited from wolves and deployed after every single bathroom break. What no study has been able to answer is why some dogs do this obsessively, while others with the exact same glands never do it once. Now, picture what happens right after. Your dog walks to its bed and starts spinning. 2 turns, 3 turns, sometimes 5, before finally dropping. The textbook answer is that wild dogs circled the flattened grass, scan for threats, and check wind direction. But a researcher named Heinek Berta at the Czech University of Life Sciences found something no textbook mentions. Dogs align their bodies along the Earth's magnetic north-south axis when they defecate. They are magnetically sensitive. And if that is true during one daily ritual, the question nobody has answered is whether your dog is also calibrating to an invisible planetary force every single time it spins before laying down on a memory foam bed inside a heated apartment. Then there are the nights your dog skips the spinning entirely because something detonates inside its brain. It launches off the couch. It tears across the room so fast its back legs overtake its front. It ricochets off the furniture and stops dead, frozen like nothing happened. Scientists call this a frenetic random activity period, FRAP. The brain may flood with endorphins during these bursts, creating a state of pure euphoria. Common triggers include baths, confinement, meals, and pooping. But after decades of formal research, no one has identified the neurological switch that fires the explosion. Some scientists believe it's a survival drill inherited from wolves. Others say it has no survival function at all. It's just joy, overflowing, with nowhere to go but the walls. You've Googled this next one at least once. Your dog's in the backyard, ignoring expensive food, eating grass like a tiny confused cow. Most people assume it means illness, but less than 25% of dogs vomit afterwards, and only about 10% show any sign of sickness before they start chewing. Scientists have 5 competing theories: fiber deficiency, ancestral diet from wolves who regularly ate plants, boredom, taste, self-medication. 5 explanations for one of the most common behaviors in the entire species. Not a single one has won. Coming up, why your dog stares at walls when nothing's there, a study proving dogs can detect seizures before they happen, and the one thing at the end of this list that nobody can talk about without it hitting them right in the chest. Your dog finds something rotting in the yard. Before you can stop it, it drops to the ground and rolls. Shoulder first, neck deep, eyes closed in what can only be described as ecstasy. Stanley Coren, one of the most cited canine behaviorists in the world, believes wolves did this to mask their predator scent before a hunt. Patricia McConnell, equally respected, says the theory collapses because prey animals detect predators through sight and sound regardless of what a wolf rolled in. A third explanation says dogs carry scent intelligence back to their group, like scouts returning with a field report. A fourth says it simply triggers a raw dopamine rush, pleasure from a smell that makes you gag. 4 scientists, 4 theories, 0 consensus, and every single dog on Earth does it. Your dog lies down beside you and lets out a long, slow sigh. You barely register it, but that single breath carries a secret no scientist has fully decoded. It's roughly twice the length of a normal breath, but the mystery's not in the mechanics, it's in the meaning. That identical sound carries 2 completely opposite emotions. With soft ears and half-closed eyes, it signals deep contentment. Your dog's at peace. With open, alert eyes, the exact same sigh means frustration or disappointment. Same length, same sound, opposite feeling. No other vocalization in the entire canine range works this way. Scientists call it an emotional reset, but why dogs evolved one single breath to carry both happiness and sadness is something no one's explained. Now, back to where this video started. Your dog is staring at something you cannot see. They may be hearing frequencies 3 times above your limit. They have a reflective layer behind their retina called the tapetum lucidum that tracks movement in near total darkness. Research suggests they perceive ultraviolet light, meaning they may see traces on walls, fabrics, and surfaces that are completely invisible to you. Stack that on top of magnetic field sensitivity and your dog is not staring at a blank wall, it's reading a dimension of reality you do not have the hardware for. In senior dogs, up to 30% over the age of 8 show early signs of cognitive decline, but for a healthy dog standing in your hallway staring at nothing, the most honest answer science can give you is that their world is simply bigger than yours. That wider world may explain the most astonishing entry on this list. Dogs appear to know what's coming before it arrives. They sense storms long before you hear a rumble by detecting drops in barometric pressure and smelling ozone from lightning strikes miles away. A study at Queen's University Belfast found that all 19 dogs tested reacted to volatile organic compounds exhaled by humans right before an epileptic seizure. Trained alert dogs can warn their owners 5 to 45 minutes before an episode strikes. And Dr. Stanley Korn documented a measurable spike in canine anxiety the day before a 6.8 magnitude earthquake. The leading theory is that dogs feel P waves, the faster seismic waves that arrive before the destructive ones humans feel. Your dog is asleep right now, belly up, paws in the air, every vital organ completely exposed. It's the most vulnerable position a canine body can take. No wolf in history has slept like this. No wild dog either. It makes it impossible to react to danger. And your dog does it every day because it feels completely, unreservedly safe. In 2024, researchers published a study in the Journal of Advanced Science proving that dog and human brainwaves literally synchronize during eye contact. Neural coupling. The bond is not just emotional, it's neurological. And that belly-up sleep may be a posture that only exists because of 33,000 years of that bond. A position that was invented because dogs chose us. And then there's the last one. The one nobody wants to talk about. When dogs are dying, many of them hide. They pull away from the people they love most. They find a closet, a corner, a dark, quiet space. Research confirms this across species. Sick animals isolate to protect their group from drawing predators. It's ancient code written deep into their biology. But not every dog follows it. Some dogs override millions of years of programming completely. They stay close, they press against you, they find your hand. The instinct says hide, the bond says stay. And sometimes the bond wins. Nobody's been able to explain why. Which of these does your dog do the most? Let us know in the comments. We've mapped their genome, synced their brainwaves to ours, watched them learn to combine words on buttons, and your dog still does something every single day that the smartest people alive cannot explain. Maybe the best things about the ones we love were never meant to be explained, just felt. This has been Happy Tales. If you want to discover more secrets about the dog on your couch, watch this video next. See you there.